Once a young lion who ran through my opponents, 43-1 to be exact. The first ever to unite all four belts, WBA, WBO, WBC, and the IBF. Former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, silver medalist, and 4 New York Golden Glove championships. Now I walk as an old lion, wondering who can I instill all this knowledge into? Is there a fighter out there worthy of my mantle? Can you be the next heavyweight champion of the world? Are you the next great young lion? Then let one of the best that ever entered the ring train you. To be the best, you need to be trained by one of the best. If that's you, inbox me. Let's go, big guy. Let's go, champ. Once a
Hey, this is America's funniest video. Hold you back, hey chap. No, hey chap. I told you. Let me get the promotion man on this, man. Remember, we don't fight for free. Hey, this is America's funniest video. Hold you back, hey chap. No, hey chap. I told you. Let me get the promotion man on this, man. Remember, we don't fight for free.
Lord hurt. Holyfield gunning for a stoppage here. It would shock the world. And they swing and swing after the bell. And look at this. Hey, these guys want to fight. Tell you that's a pleasure for me about this, as Bowe comes Holyfield with 2 overhand rights to start the fight. The George Foreman, a heavyweight championship fight. Bowe, all the action so far, and there's a hard right.
Bowe should never try to waste that kind of energy on a fighter like Evander Holyfield, who recovers. He gets hurt, but he recovers too much.
Bowe came in looking as though he was thinking first round knockout. A lot of right hands, one of them to the body, several to the head, and now Evander has weathered that early storm.
You can get a first round knockout, but you got to do it properly. You got to set it up with Evander Holyfield. You don't disrespect a guy who doesn't believe in his heart. He lost the first fight anyway. The first time Bowe fought Holyfield, he was really proud of his body. This time, he's got his trunk way above his waist. He's a lot to be ashamed of, so he's trying to get this thing over with as quick as he can to compensate for his lack of happiness with himself physically.
It's more than just the extra 11 pounds. He looks softer all over, right, George?
He is not proud of his body tonight. You don't want that in a young fighter.
Holyfield steps in with a left to the side of the head and a right to the chest. Bowe lands a jab and a right hand. Holyfield claimed he would box, said that he would stick the jab. Already, Bowe has tried to lure him into a bit of a war.
Riddick Bowe has made the awful mistake of going out there at that kind of weight, wasting that much energy too quick.
It made the first round tougher for him.
Yeah. He should forget they've ever fought before and go out there and set it all up with the left jab, win this fight on a great defense. I don't know what's happened. Who gave him the advice to try to knock Holyfield out in 1 round?
George, I thought that he hurt Holyfield early and he wanted to jump on him, and then he found out that he really hadn't hurt him, and he stepped back and now he's boxing again.
Yeah. No, he's really planned on getting out there and knocking this guy out in the first round. This Jesse Ferguson thing gave him a false sense of security.
You may be right.
Trading punches at center ring. Holyfield ending the exchange there. And as both men conserve energy a little bit, the point I wanted to make, George, 2 relatively clean livers, both of them serious, devoted fathers, both of them the kind of people who treat reporters like us with respect and courtesy, it's hard to root against either of these two guys.
You have to wonder, Riddick Bowe, you talk about clean living, he's eating a lot more pork chop than Evander Holyfield, spare ribs and everything.
Well, pork is cleaner than a lot of other stuff, but you make a good point.
It's not so much the pork, it's just that he eats it.
To let Holyfield know he's not going to let him box. And he thought he had him hurt here, and he came out to put some intimidation on him, perhaps. What Holyfield has to do is doesn't get so reckless and gives him the room to fight his fight.
Holyfield has already established to Bowe, this is going to be a long night, buddy, and you're going to get yourself a nice little whipping. You may beat me, but you're going to get hit.
Well, but after all the talk of boxing, Holyfield came out and threw a total of 4 jabs in round number 1. So he is back to the warrior mentality we've seen in the past.
He did a lot of retreating, which was good. Now Bowe is back on track. He's using his jab, standing on the ball, got his balance real good. Starting to blow his nose a little too early. He can swell up real easy.
Bowe sticking the jab. You notice, George, they used the in swell under both of Bowe's eyes between rounds. Holyfield lands a right and takes one in return.
But believe me, Bowe got the worst of that exchange.
Mills Lane warning Bowe about holding and hitting.
Everything he does, he moves first and then he retreats good after.
Left hook landed for Holyfield. Bowe was wide open for it and he dropped the right hand.
Holyfield moves to the right and left and then hits and then he moves out of the way.
And now Evander starts to stick the jab with regularity. And Bowe seems a bit befuddled by that.
Reaching out with his right hand because Evander Holyfield is not there like he was the first time.
This round started well for Riddick Bowe, but it appears in danger of ending badly for the champion. Now he sticks the jab again.
Evander Holyfield is setting things up for a good right hand. Jabbing to the body to get this guy conscious of a body punch, and he's intending to drop him with a right hand.
And another left hook landed flush for Holyfield, and now Bowe tries to show off his in-fighting skills. One of the big weapons in Bowe's arsenal, he is regarded as a great in-fighter, particularly for a big man.
Holyfield is counting on a counter right hand. If he catches Bowe, he's going to drop him. Bowe should just stick with his left jab until 4 or 5 rounds and open up with the right hand later.
That was Bowe who landed the right hand. That one missed a little short.
Good race car doesn't need a new engine. It just needs to be tuned up a little differently sometimes. So far, he has tuned up for this fight differently than the first one.
It's kind of weird after all these years to go to Evander's corner and listen to Emmanuel Stewart instead of George Benton and Lou Duba. Right hand over the top by Bowe. I'm reminded of the phrase that Howie Long used to describe playing against Marcus Allen, like watching your wife cook in someone else's kitchen.
Riddick Bowe is allowing Holyfield to move around on his feet a little too much. He should try to disrupt that.
How, George?
Well, he's letting him bounce and get relaxed out there. What you got to do is put the pressure on him, make him fight without fighting himself with this jab. Good right to the body, that was good by Riddick Bowe.
By Bowe, excellent right to the body.
You see, Holyfield is so relaxed out there, you can't let him just keep doing that bounce, move, bounce, move. You pick a fight with him and then make him stand still.
Riddick faking the right and Bowe flinching away. Or check it, Holyfield flinching away, I should say. Jab landed twice. Right hand wasn't there. right caught leather from Holyfield's glove. Holyfield pawing with the jab now and lands a right hand in close.
And if Holyfield continues to land those pecky right hands, it'll be an advantage to him as the fight go on. Bowe has got big eyes. They seem to swell up easy. Shouldn't try to land a heavy shot, not too soon.
Riddick not looking assertive in round 3. Forgetting to double up on the jab, taking a left there and complaining to Mills Lane that Holyfield had tried to glove him in the eye. It is Evander who throws combinations. Bowe throwing one punch at a time.
Evander Holyfield is the best combination fighter of the two. Bowe is a better right-hand shot, but Holyfield is the best combination fighter. And things are going well for Holyfield at this point. Now Bowe is picking up his jab. He can win this fight with his jab if he so chooses.
If he remembers to double and triple up with it. Because every time he throws just one jab, Holyfield looks to counter over the top, George.
The thing about it, Holyfield has not landed one good left hook to the body yet. If he starts landing that left hook to the body, that right hand is going to come a lot easier for Evander Holyfield.
He's got to remember to throw it there first. He's been doing a lot of head hunting.
Yeah.
Right hand by Bowe.
And it hurt
the fight so far.
It hurt Evander.
But it is Holyfield who has been more vigorous, more energetic, throwing more combinations. Bowe getting more accurate now as time goes on.
Here comes the clowning I told you about.
Holyfield starting to go to the body. Bowe comes upstairs, lands a left hook. Remember, he punctuated round 3 with a terrific right cross.
All because Riddick Bowe decides to clown with a real Olympic champion. You just can't clown with certain guys.
Left hook by Holyfield. Bowe going to the body. Action reminiscent of round 10 in the first fight. One of the great rounds in the recent history of boxing.
In the first fight, Riddick Bowe was so thin that his hands just moved by themselves. This time he's got to do so much with so much effort. So little with so much effort.
Holyfield leaping in and taking a right to the body. And an uppercut. And a right hand over the top.
That's the shot that Evander can't take, is that uppercut of Bowe.
When Evander leans in like this, he is susceptible to that uppercut, George.
Right. That's the bread and butter punch for Riddick Bowe, is that uppercut.
They trade leather at close quarters. Holyfield trying to remember to go to the body.
He better remember to get out of there. Got too many rounds left to start mixing it up with the big guy.
You don't want to go shoulder to shoulder with Riddick Bowe. He is too sharp and has too many weapons inside.
And not only that, as he leans on you with that 246, 50 pounds, really, it starts to wear those thin legs of Evander Holyfield down.
That's a strategy you understand pretty well, huh,
Yeah,
George?
you lean on them and you keep leaning and the thin legs can't take it. And I think Riddick Bowe is anything but polished. He hasn't thrown one good straight right hand yet.
So you and Larry have a disagreement here about those
everything
techniques.
is under and on top and slap. If he throws a right hand, straight right hand, he'd drop Evander Holyfield right now.
Tried to do it there, but missed.
He just haven't gotten one straight shot going.
I'll agree with one thing with you, George, though. He can win the fight with the jab if he sticks with it.
And a straight right hand, but everything is slapped onside the jaw.
Abrasion above the left eye of Riddick Bowe. There may be blood beginning to emerge from Bowe's left eye. Holyfield lands a right on the target. And a left hand for Holyfield. And they swing and swing after the bell. And look at this.
Hey, these guys want to fight. It's either the end of the 4th round or the start of the 5th.
Take your pick.
I've never seen so many blows landed after a bell. Have you, George?
Not many, but most were all slaps.
One thing it did is to limit the amount of time that Bowe's corner had to work on on his two cuts above the left eye and in the center of the brow, right between the eyes.
They've got a real good cut man, though.
In the fourth round, Evander Holyfield took 70 shots at Riddick Bowe and landed 43 of them, 61% connect percentage.
Evander's got to be real careful and not to try to work on that cut. Just continue to box.
And round 4 was a 90-punch round for Bowe, who seems a little out of gas now as the fifth begins.
He just came in a little too big around the midsection for that kind of fighter. He doesn't have a good straight punch. He wings on top, and it burns you out too quick.
And that cut in the middle of the brow is going to bleed, George. It could affect his vision as time goes on.
This is the time you go back to school. Use your left jab. Forget about a knockout. Use your left jab. He could win it with his left jab. I don't know why they didn't tell him that.
He's becoming an easy target for Holyfield as the trickle of blood begins to bother him.
But he still has this good, big right hand if he can ever make it go straight.
Now, Holyfield cut Alex Stewart in the first round of their fight on June 26th, and after that became a less effective fighter as he tried to target the cut. There he lands a right hand, and Bowe comes back with a right and a left.
But Bowe is doing all of his stuff real close. He's ineffective. He's got to keep this man on the outside of his shots. He can do something. When they are in close, he's got this right uppercut that he just refuses to use.
We've never seen Riddick Bowe cut like this. It'll be interesting to see what they can do between rounds 5 and 6. Do you think they can stop that bleeding, George?
Not at all. It's in the places where you just can't stop them. The jab just bounces off the side of your nose and in the middle of your face. You just can't stop cuts when they get in that area.
Short left hand stuns Holyfield and knocks him back. Evander recovers rapidly, as he always has.
I think the big mistake was to allow Bowe to go through with this fight in that kind of condition. Overconfidence will always happen with the young guys.
Did it happen to you, George, when you were young?
Yeah, with Muhammad Ali, I wasn't in shape, but I said I can whip this old guy. Bowe made me hurt. He is hurt. Oh, he's hurt.
Holyfield gunning for a stoppage here. It would shock the world. Stuns Bowe again. And the round comes to a close. The bell saving Riddick Bowe from further punishment.
Short right, the right behind his head. Riddick Bowe is hurt. Evander Holyfield took his time before he carried the fight to Bowe, hoping that Bowe would spend himself chasing Holyfield instead of going at him early this way.
He gained the heavyweight championship after having lost it. Jim Witherspoon accomplished the same thing on paper in the 80s, but few remember that.
You got to be real careful now with a young fella like Riddick Bowe. His corner has got to be watching this carefully. Not only can he lose this fight, but he can get his career destroyed if he loses it improperly now. Sometimes there's a towel that you can always throw in if it gets too rough. Because he's not only being whipped, he's being cut bad. The blood, you lose a lot of your strength.
Holyfield commanding with the jab. Bowe once again starting very slowly in this round.
Bowe is not starting. Bowe is now surviving.
There he is slapping with the right hand again, George.
Yeah, he has. He's not, I don't consider him at all polished. He's got power because he's big. But if he had a good straight right hand, Evander Holyfield is easy picking to him at any time. Holyfield is doing something he doesn't know how to do now. That's get aggressive.
Well, he's always been aggressive, but he's never been a great finisher.
Yeah, but he goes forward and he just hit a lot of himself. Boom!
Great combination by Holyfield. And another one. Bowe standing still at center ring and taking it. That right hand landed flush for Holyfield.
The way to keep your respect, Holyfield should be concentrating on it, because if he continues to deliver accurate shots to Riddick Bowe and doesn't drop him, Riddick Bowe can lose
gain some advice from Eddie Futch, and Futch was nowhere for him to see him. Hidden behind other figures over here. Holyfield banging away. Round 6, a huge one for the former champion.
Evander Holyfield should continue to keep his respect for Riddick Bowe, because a big man like that catching you with one of those roundhouses, you're going to hit the floor.
Like Lennox Lewis did to Frank Bruno when he was in so much trouble in Cardiff, Wales.
Seeing that Holyfield has got no defense for an uppercut. I don't know why Bowe is not throwing it.
Riddick Bowe ridiculed Lewis for all the difficulty he suffered at the hands of Frank Bruno.
That's true.
Now he's getting a lot of the same from Holyfield, but that right hand may have turned things around, George.
It was a good pinpoint accurate right hand. If he continues to do that, he won't have a hard night. Because the Holyfield goes forward, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Spectacular uppercut by Evander. Last 10 seconds of round number 6. We're almost at the midway point of the fight. And what a battle it's been, particularly for Evander Holyfield.
One even.
I see it like that myself. But then I never could have been a good judge. But Riddick Bowe has tasted all of the power Evander Holyfield has now. He's not scared. He realizes that his opponent cannot help him. Look, you're a big boy. You got to fight your way out of this. And he's willing to do it.
Bowe going back to sticking the jab. And when he does, he backs Evander up. It was that way last year. It's that way again. Right hand for Holyfield. Stuns Bowe. And Bowe comes back fighting this time and lands a right hand on Holyfield's chin.
Holyfield isn't being smart. He hits a good right hand. He hits him with a good right hand, and he stands there and waits to see what he's going to do. You got to hit and move out of the way if you want to win that kind of style, with that style.
Bowe taking command right now with the jab.
Someone is saying...
And somebody in a parachute has just landed on the edge of the ring, has been pulled away by security guards. The fight has been brought to a halt. There's a massive melee at ringside as this fellow with a motorized parachute has landed right on top of spectators and officials at ringside. He's in the midst of a mass of security guards now. Brock Newman, Riddick Bowe's manager, was right there. This is a monumental disaster. Right now, police are filing by me at ringside and grabbing this gentleman who has created a monstrosity of an interruption in the bout. His parachute has brought itself up on a row of ring lights. Now we're going to take a look at an earlier shot of the parachutist before he came down. There he was on the left of the ring. And let's see what happened as he approached ringside. He hung himself up right on the lights, as you see there, and his body landed on the ring apron right on top of a variety of people.
Well, this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen at a prize fight, and I've seen a few bizarre things.
Dangerous about this, it wasn't only a parachute, he's got some motorized
Exactly.
stand on there.
It's a heavy,
up a lot of people.
it's a heavy kick of the left eye and one above the bridge of the nose. As they begin round number 9, 2/3 of the way through the fight. Punches in round 8. Bowe landing more. Holyfield a higher percentage. Both men punching accurately.
Riddick Bowe is getting kind of desperate with that right hand now.
He needs to set it up with the jab.
Gotta set it up behind the jab. And it can happen real easy if he only believes in it.
There's a hard right hand and Holyfield wobbles. Can Bowe follow it up?
No, Holyfield is on the move now, and he's been on the move pretty good in the night. And once the big guys land 2 good shots, they get tired, and they got to suck in some air.
Crowd gets excited for Bowe a little bit as he presses Holyfield against the ropes, but Evander seems fully recovered from that one big right hand shot.
Now, Evander should jump right back on the big guy when he throws 4 shots like that, because he doesn't have any oxygen afterwards. It's called get right back. jab is good now. If he can only continue.
He's coming behind the jab. He could come back in this fight if he keeps throwing the jab like that for the last 4 rounds. There it sets up the right hand again. And there again.
Holyfield should just forget trying to slug it out with this guy. Hurt him and get it out of the way.
Holyfield staying in, becoming a target. Bowe starting to heat up. Now Riddick loses a little steam and paws with the jab instead of sticking it hard as he did earlier in the round. Holyfield has tended to dominate the last minutes of the round as Bowe has run out of gas and Holyfield's superior conditioning has shown up.
And at this point, we're starting to see Evander Holyfield's left hook to the body, which we hadn't seen early. Bowe is trying to counteract by going below the belt. This time, Holyfield doesn't ask the referee for help as he did the first time.
Solid right hand inside by Bowe. Holyfield leaned into it.
Holyfield actually landed the right hand first that time. Another right hand.
Left-right combination. Bowe misses with the uppercut.
But why Holyfield leans in after he lands that right hand, I don't know. Throws the right hand and falls right into Bowe.
Double left hook by Bowe, maybe the first time in the fight. Holyfield comes back with 2 left hooks of his own. And an uppercut. And another flurry to end the round by Evander Holyfield. And again, Lane has to keep up. He wants Bowe to try to get Holyfield to brawl again. Infighting, where Bowe may have the advantage.
Holyfield lays in there with that big man and a great mistake.
The only thing he knows how to do, George.
It isn't necessary at all. You get your shots and run away.
Warrior's heart, Warrior's mentality. We're into the 10th round, and of course, you can't forget what happened in the 10th round a year ago when the 2 men fought a pitched battle with a seesaw momentum. First Bowe dominating and seeming on the verge of a knockout, then Holyfield coming back. Once again, 51 weeks later, they are trading leather in the 10th.
Holyfield is doing so good when he lands 2 or 3 jabs, move out of the way, go back, you do it again.
Right hand by Holyfield.
Falls forward. He shouldn't fall forward once he does it.
Clean jab, snapping Bowe's head back. Holyfield much the sharper puncher so far in round 10. Bowe landed a right inside.
You better be careful. Bowe is trying to use every dirty trick in the book, hitting below the belt, hitting on the break, waiting for the bell to land another shot. Holyfield is interested in holding a little bit these days.
Buying time.
Yeah, he shouldn't try to stay in close with the big guy because his legs aren't strong enough to keep pushing that weight off like that. Although he's got muscle.
Yep. Trading and trading.
Get back.
You get the feeling that Bowe, if he ever throws a 2 good straight right hands, he can end this fight. While Holyfield mixes it up.
I don't know, George. Evander's got a pretty good chin. You didn't get him down.
Amen to that.
Round 10, a bit of a lull now. Right hand by Holyfield inside, rocks Bowe back.
But he shouldn't try to go for the knockout. Just land the shot,
the crowd chants, "Holy, holy, holy," and Holyfield delivers another right hand.
Riddick Bowe has been doing a lot of bashing on Holyfield, talking about him, saying cruel things, and you'd be surprised the public just doesn't like that all the time.
To say nothing of Holyfield.
Holyfield marshaled his anger. He never went back at Bowe in those news conferences when Riddick called him a jughead and a gargoyle. He saved his ammunition for tonight.
Evander's saving everything for counter right hands. And he's moving good. When they fought last, his feet were more stable. He didn't bounce around like this in the 10th, 11th round.
Left hook inside by Holyfield. He stands in front of Bowe, but Bowe seems not to have the ammunition to go after the target right now.
Riddick Bowe's corner told him when they get Evander Holyfield against the rope, go for it. And this is the first time he's tried it.
George, do you think after all these rounds and all the shots that Bowe has taken that he still has the strength to knock out Evander Holyfield?
I do believe. You remember, you talk about how polished he is, but he hasn't landed that good polished right hand that he has. If he gets it, he can win this thing.
I think Evander Holyfield has taken the polish off him.
Holyfield winning most of the exchanges at close range against a guy regarded as a terrific infighter. Bowe not quick enough tonight. Now looking more and more hesitant as he tries to find the target with time running out.
Bowe is a desperate man. You just don't fool around with desperate guys like this. There's that right hand just inches away from being on the target by Riddick Bowe.
Riddick Bowe promised his followers a knockout in this fight. Now he is fighting to survive, or so it would seem. Round 11 rapidly coming to a close. And surely Evander Holyfield believes in it.
Tries that counter right hand. Evander Holyfield has been waiting for that right hand all night. It's the same one that dropped Buster Douglas. It hit him, didn't hurt him, but it got him with it.
10 seconds to go in the 11th.
Got him again. Got him again.
This right hand shots by Holyfield. Surely he believes in his heart, regardless of what's on those judges' scorecards, that he's 3 minutes away.
See Evander Holyfield given a second chance and making the most of it. Conventional wisdom that Evander Holyfield no longer had the fire. Harold, how do you see the fight quickly?
Larry, a little bit closer to you. 105, 104, 6 rounds to 5, Evander Holyfield. But for the first time all night, our Harold Letterman now has Holyfield in the lead. Larry's had him winning the fight all along. In 1959, Ingemar Johansson knocked out Floyd Patterson and took away his heavyweight championship. A year later, Patterson, with one dramatic left hook, took the title back and became the first heavyweight champion ever to regain the championship. Muhammad Ali lost the title and got it back against George Foreman in 1974. Lost it to Leon Spinks and took it back from Spinks in the rematch. In the alphabet morass of the mid-'80s in the heavyweight division, Tim Witherspoon accomplished the same feat with one of the 3 titles. Now Evander Holyfield tries to join Witherspoon, Ali, and Patterson as the only 4 men ever to lose and then regain the heavyweight championship of the world.
I think a lot rests on this round. Holyfield shouldn't try to cruise through it. He loses this round, he could lose his chance to become part of history.
George, he's never cruised through a round in his life. He just hit Bowe with the biggest right hand of the night, and Riddick came back with one of his own.
Yeah, he tried to cruise a little bit. He better try to win this fight and not try to cruise.
Regardless of the outcome, are these 2 men matched for exciting fights or what?
This is exciting. right hand. He doesn't understand. You can lose a fight waiting.
Bowe lands an uppercut, and exhausted Holyfield loses his mouthpiece. The mouthpiece at center ring. Bowe comes back with the uppercut, trying to hurt Evander while he has his mouthpiece out. Mills Lane tosses the mouthpiece to Emmanuel Stewart in the corner. Holyfield unprotected. He's hurt. You're right, George. Riddick's got a huge chance here, and he's going at it with everything he's got.
He wins this round. I can see the judges not going for it.
And now Lane decides that it's time for Holyfield to get the mouthpiece back. So Riddick Bowe had a chance there for about 20 seconds to do serious damage. Couldn't quite take full advantage of it.
Holyfield's mistake, he waited around for one good counter right hand, and he lost that round.
Right hand by Holyfield. Stops Bowe in his tracks. Both fighters looking as though they'd like to have a knockout. Crowd rises to its feet. For the second year in a row, they fought the fight of the year.
That's it. Final round.
Sometimes, gentlemen, the sequel can be better than the original, even when the original was terrific.
Win or lose, Larry, George, win or lose, is there a bigger man in boxing than Evander Holyfield? I think not.
Holyfield is proven beyond a doubt that he's the bigger in the heart. That right hand he waited too long before he could finally connect it.
A tremendous finish to a tremendous fight.
It was a fight, it seemed that neither guy really wanted to end. They kept fighting after the bell was. Good right hand again. Bowe was waiting, throwing shot.
And now, with the crowd still wobbly and shaking off the effects from that stunning event when the parachutist landed on the apron, with the two fighters reeling from the battle in which 4 times they continued hitting each other after the bell, with Judy Bowe at a hospital.
Jampa scores the belt, 114. 114, he has it even. Patricia Jarman scores the belt, 115 to 114. Jerry Roth scores it, 115 to 113 for the winner by majority decision. And once again, heavyweight champion of the world from Atlanta, Georgia, Evander Holyfield. He won it.
Evander Holyfield. Off the win. This is 2 to do in the championship bout.
Well, they call him
The two
the
gladiators.
real deal. And tonight, he
This
was all of
is
that.
the real deal.